Villa, the place where dreams come true.
Is it?
I don't know.
Is that Disneyland?
I'm not sure.
Is that a reference to that?
I feel like Villa's pretty good.
I mean, Villa's okay for me. I don't know. I think I've seen too much Villa at the major.
There was a bit of Villa at the major.
I think I've seen too much.
Man, there was a lot of Villa and there was a lot of bank.
There was a lot of bank, which I'm not opposed to.
It's still new though. It's still fresh. Still fresh.
We'll maybe see if that wears off of me. But yeah, Villa's okay. I think Villa at the moment, main issues where I think everyone's kind of struggling is it doesn't give you a lot of variety in terms of how you can attack. I feel as if with Villa, just because of the setup and the structure of how defenders have been reinforcing certain walls at the moment, it kind of forces you into a one-dimensional take. Most of it does feature a lot of nade gameplay. I think nades is... If you cannot do nades on Villa, don't play it. Don't play it. If you have good nades, this is going to be a good map for you. If you can utilize vertical action on this map, which there is, I think, the most out of any competitive map, you will have a good time.
It's a stat that you love to bring up, isn't it? How much destructibility that you got on Villa. And it's true. The nade play is fantastic. We see that from both of these two teams as well. We see a very similar lineup, really, for what they want to try and bring. Okay, Totem bring a little bit more hard breach, but we do tend to see plenty of nades smattered through the mix as well. And, well, find me more nades than that. We've got plenty kicking things off here inside of round number 1 for Totem. They will be starting themselves off on the old attack. Now, living room library for a first choice bomb site. Is this a Viperio special? Are they trying to pull the wool?
It looks like it. I'm actually intrigued to see their setup that they want to go for. Living room and library is a difficult beast to tame. It is unforgiving. If you make one fatal misstep, if you give an attacker an in to the bomb site, you're done. You're done. It's a very, very difficult bomb site, I think, for a lot of people to actually retake more than anything. So 86 need to make sure they have every risk assessed. Every possible avenue that they could get exposed from, it's going to be covered.
Strange to not see a mirror be brought for this. You think of this site, and I don't know why, I just always imagine a mirror being played on defense, if available, which of course it is. So,
I mean, mirror doesn't give you that much, mostly because there's a lot of blind spots in this certain bomb site, so the mirror window doesn't really help you. Mirror is great for open bomb sites where it's just massively open and you can see everything. There's a lot of different walls and different clutter stuff that you can kind of hide yourself behind, you know, desks, cabinets. You literally have a massive wall in the middle of the living room that you can plant behind. So in terms of the mirror, it doesn't really help you out that much, where I think maybe the castle might come in a lot more valuable for them. Because if you think about castle, that's going to be blocking some of those avenues of approaches I mentioned.
I mean, especially now Castle has 4. I guess that's something to really weigh into that, is that you've got a lot more to really work with. For anyone unfamiliar with the site, it's defended very similarly to an aviator games room.
You need the top floor control.
The vault is one of the key places in the entire hold. Joe, how has this happened? Like, Neox is just in and he's out.
He came in from the barrel.
He's like, you know what? I'm going to go into basement, I'm going to pick myself up a freebie, and then I'm going to dip. He's got a kill, and he's got himself out and back on to repel inside of the first 45 seconds.
Snatch and grab. That's a good start. Very, very good start from Totem. You eliminate Joe. Don't let Joe warm up. I think that's probably one of the biggest worries if you're Totem is don't give that man an inch, because he'll take a mile and he will run away with this game. We know the caliber of that player. So they've done very well to shut him down early. Draw also goes down. Neox, he's found a second. He's rotated all the way to the other side of the map and found another kill.
Look at the confidence that he's moving with as well. He's fearlessly smashing his way through this top floor. Curly very quickly feeling the pressure here. Akari trying to back him up. But Curly's actually going to be forced out of Vault. The reason why Vault's so crucial, we didn't really even get onto this, is the vertical angles that it holds. You can hold in onto the site exceptionally well from there, and that's what those punch holes are doing. Finally, we see something grabbed back here for 86. Curly is going to go for a second challenge, but will be shut down. Drones still flooding in. It's a 4 versus 2. There's over a minute remaining, but Mowgli is in hot pursuit. He's got so much information to work from, and he can essentially just take his time here. Akari finds one before being directly traded again, and it's all down to Monkey. Now, he has got utility, but with how much vertical is available to him, he's very exposed on the site.
I mean, the question is, does he bank on Totem actually using that verticality? Because nobody could be upstairs. Nobody could be using those vertical holes, and it's as if nothing was open for Monkey. So it's that bet. Does he want to play as if no one's up there? And at the moment for him, doesn't look as if there's anyone interested in the vertical action. They're going to now get the drones in and figure out exactly where he is and start this collapse. Two players stacking up. Will move in now towards that library. Monkey fires out a smoke, but that's going to do absolutely nothing. Even takes a trip downstairs through the hatch, but Mowgli's in a great position on that red stairs. Will hold him as he comes up, and that's going to be a dead Monkey. And Mowgli, great way to finish it off. Good 1 versus 3 there. Great little finish for the round.
It's a clean 1 versus 3, and it's not often that you see a 1vx like that go down without a hitch. Not a singular hitch was happened inside of that round. There was no need to even go for a trade. It was as plain and simple as drone. I think they spent the first 25, 30 seconds of that situation actually droning, because they had plenty available. And then they were able, I think they had 6 drones alive and 2 were in pocket. So they still had plenty of opportunity to, figure out flank cams and understand just exactly where they needed to be. Opening 2 kills from Neox. It really doesn't get much. It doesn't go any further than that. It doesn't go any further than that. There's a lot of these rounds, and it's sad to say, but Viperio are playing 4 versus 5.
Yeah, they're losing that opening engagement massively, and it's not doing them any favors. I think it showcases. You lose 2, you're leaving Monkey in a 1 versus 3 in that scenario. What happens if there was 2 people alive still? It could have been then a 3 versus 3, and that's a fighting chance. So there's one way you can look at it. 86 will be pulling out that Thunderbird. That has been a bit of a signature operator that we've seen them play throughout this season, and it is surprising to only now get to see it come out for them.
I think it's Joe's most played on the roster graphic. I'm pretty sure it is listed as Joe's most played operator. Of course, we've seen a lot of Castle from Joe tonight.
Yeah.
But the UMP isn't fantastic. It is well known to not be the greatest gun in the game. Instead, it's going to be Curly that's going to be rocking that this time, as he has chosen to go on the Pulse. The Valkyrie ban, again, it's to be expected at this point, and teams shouldn't really crutch into a Valkyrie as much as maybe they necessarily do, but there's definitely a lack of info for 86, and that Pulse could just provide them with a little bit of something.
So, I assume the idea for 86 and what they've brought with the Pulse. Usually Pulse is seen on Villa, yes, but it is typically seen for the kitchen defense more than anything, so you can figure out the attack that the attackers are going to go for. The thing is with this bomb site is usually you will find, 9 times out of 10, attackers will take it towards trophy statue. So this isn't really a surprise, but it might help with the information to allow Joe to play in this position. A very aggressive one at that. He's playing close towards that map store, and if that information can be fed out to him consistently, he can just be enabled.
This is where you want to see Joe playing it, especially with the success and the luck that he's had so far this game, and he hasn't had any, really. You want to see him playing a little bit more reserved. You need him to just be on the back foot somewhat to just keep himself alive, because, as we've seen, it's going to be more valuable at this point for Viperio to have that extra man in the end than it is to be going out there and really trying to force that opening pick. Already, it's a night and day difference here from the first round.
I like this, though, from Akari and Curly, because usually we will find an attacker push up in towards 90. That is a position that you want to try and get control of. It cuts off any rotations, potentially. And if that's C4able, if you can communicate information from your Pulse to the Mute with the C4, you're going to be a guaranteed kill. It's going to be so easy for them. However, Eisen was actually downstairs and he was able to scare them away for the meantime, so it does allow that Thinker to push up. But still, with the presence of roamers below and with the fact that they have C4s and they have a Pulse, you're not going to be able to plant in maps. This is going to be tricky for Totem.
Diju is going to be able to take down Joe, so Joe sent onto the cameras if there are any left up at the moment, and Neox catches Curly out. It's exactly why he needs to be playing with the buddy system downstairs, because that is a freebie, and at this point in the round, it's crucial. Diju is going to fall as Draws managed to pick himself up another down here, and is he going to fail on the next frag? Gets himself into the engagement, but it's going to be Monkey to find success. Shuts Diju down, finishing off the already downed player. 30 seconds or so do remain. Neox He's going to be below. He's trying to throw those nades up vertically. Unfortunately for him, hits the pool table. Probably the worst spot in the room to hit, but does get a little bit of damage in on the second. Link finds himself down. Toxic Babe Canister cutting off any line of sight and access now in through Study. And Neox trying to push on through. There's only 9 seconds. You've not really got too much time for a revive, but he's going to go for it anyway. He knows he needs all the bodies he can get. Draw, why are you moving? You've had a good round up until this point. There's 1 second left and the plant's going down. Akari has to aggress on through. Is the angle being held? The answer, thankfully for him, is going to be no. He can swing through and pick up the kill onto default. Shouldn't have been as close as it was there, Demo. That was hanging in the balance for a very, very long time.
Just about 86, just about. I mean, they were in good standing, got that opening pick that we mentioned that they were struggling with. They got into a 3 versus 3, then they downed the Hibana, which was great for Monkey, and from there you probably thought, yep, that's it, it's going to be dead in the water, but nope, 86 started flying at Totem, started giving them kills, and then I see the diffuser get stuck. I'm like, what's happening? But thankfully, Akari, right place, right time for him, swings in, gets that kill, and well, 86 take their first round of Villa.
Certainly going to be a breath of fresh air and a sigh of relief on the side of 86 that they've been able to get one over the line there. They don't want to go down too early in this one. Of course, with them being on the defense, there's an expectation and there is a level of understanding that you should come away with the majority of these rounds. You need to be performing on your defenses on Villa. This is really where you should be picking up a lion's share, and it can be as simple as 1 or 2 attacking rounds that really dictate as to the direction a Villa goes in its entirety. So not really too many opportunities to slip. Unfortunately for Viperio, they were able to just about get that one over, but it could have been very different. All it takes is one guy holding on through Study, a little bit more information, another second on the clock, and we could have been dealing with a very different outcome there.
Trophy statuary now is where we head to for 86. Kite comes in to the picture frame, and it's always going to be a nice view to see how teams can deal with that Electro Club, because it can be a real pain. And we have seen teams, struggle quite heavily against something as simple as a Kaid charge. The question is, are Totem going to try and deal with it going below, or will he just try and go for the simple over the top, just above the triple wall and try and eliminate the Kaid charge? There's 2 ways to do it. Mowgli is in downstairs straight away again. Mowgli, he's rapid. Put him on a 100-meter sprint, and he's going to win that all day of the week.
He's got some serious droners working for him. You see Link and DJ, they're constantly in the drone in the early part of the round, just ensuring his safety and trying to sniff anything out that they can. And having that pressure so early, especially for a team like Viperio, who do tend to get wrapped up in the prep. In the preparation phase, I think it often spills into the start of the round, as it does with many teams, but it does seem to happen a little bit more often than not with Viperio. Getting that early pressure in from Mowgli is really big. It's already allowed Kitchen to be clear, and it gets Neox an opportunity to make his way on through. He can now just check out onto those verticals and make sure that no one's holding down below, set himself up a little drone, and then maybe look to throw some of those nades vertically.
Yeah, this is the good thing of Mowgli getting in downstairs early. We mentioned this is a map that favor teams who can play with nades. Speaking of a nade, that was quite lucky there for Monkey to actually have an ADS on the Astro stairs and will eat up a single grenade. Mowgli trying his best from below. Look at Joe looking for the swings. Will be droned out by Link. We'll get that drone. There's a Flores drone also to follow. Also, Joe will eliminate that. Well, I mean, they know exactly where Joe is. Oh, that was cutting it close.
It's one that he'll have been wishing that he hit, especially with it being Link, the only hard breach available here. Could have done a lot to scupper the plans of Totem. Monkey somehow is still alive on Astronomy Stairs as well. I'm not quite sure how he's been able to hold on for as long as he has. He was getting pressured a little bit earlier on into the round, but a second player will fall, and it will be Joe again. There's going to be a lot of bodies making their way through the bathroom very shortly, and Monkey's location being known, he's more than likely going to be pressured from both sides here, both the window and the bathroom. Chooses the window, and well, whichever you chose, it was going to be the other. A 50-50 if ever you saw one. Curly does manage to make a C4 land, 2 versus 3, but Mowgli swings on in, finds the last 2 as he aggressively makes his way on into sight. He almost spent as much time in the map as the defenders did that round, Demo.
Yeah, Mowgli carrying on his success of just getting in there, getting stuck in, not afraid of anything, and it's working wonders for him at the moment. Totem responds. Round back. Close game at the moment. Nobody really steamrolling ahead. 86, I think, struggling there with, again, that opening engagement for them. Mowgli had that opening kill. We've seen the verticality work really well, I think, for Totem. Not necessarily to get the kills, but just to force players out of positions, which is the main key area. As soon as you force them away into, you know, a bit of a backroom position, it allows for moments like Mowgli just to walk in.
Something that Totem do really well is they force the push, they force the move, and the hold and the cross. They do a really good job of establishing angles and setting up for how they want to try and remove a player. Look at Monkey on Astro. They knew he was there from the start of the round. As soon as Monkey was on Astronomy Stairs, at Totem, they knew. They were like, yep, we know how to deal with him. We know what we're going to do. But it doesn't have to happen straight away. It's not something that you need to rush. You just say, well, he's there now. Is he going to move? No. We can hold him from here and here. And then this is how we're going to deal with him when we need to deal with him. And that's exactly what they seem to be able to do for everyone. And they break it down and they make it look so easy. But it really isn't. It really is a fine art. They're making it look fairly straightforward here on Villa. I would anticipate, for all intents and purposes, a similar round coming out here again.
Could definitely lead that way. Wouldn't be really surprised, would you, Ollie, if again, Totem just try and go for that same ideology. Again, a lot of nades, 6 of them being brought in. But then there is a decent amount of denial. Who am I? Makes an appearance. Jaeger there also. But again, Joe, on that Thunderbird, that has been, again, a great operator for him throughout the course of this tournament. Neox, look where he is, straight in. We've seen that before inside of the first round. So, I mean, the key thing for Totem is they just want to get in and establish a foothold.
Already plenty of droning happening. Diju and Link doing their job and allowing Mowgli to get himself in. Attempting once again to remove that Electroclaw. Curly does still have another in pocket, so there's the potential to replace that, but realistically, once it's gone once, it's more than likely going to get dealt with again. It's still in place from the first time. Maybe we've seen a little bit of a switch up in the position, and it's just a little bit higher on the wall. You'd have thought that there'd be a line of sight there for Mowgli to try and work with. Maybe just needs to try and get himself into the correct position. It's something that he'll work on for the next few seconds at least. And, I mean, let's be honest, nobody from 86 is going to go down there and try and challenge him.
Ooh, misses the nade, though. And Draw, I think, actually opening up just a little bit of a pocket there, just so he can get the impact nades in if needed. Twitch drone, surprisingly, actually will open things up, and Hazen's still chilling with the Twitch drone. Draw hasn't seen it. There goes Electroclaw, there goes an impact, and oh, there goes the Electroclaw from the Twitch drone and also a health station.
Draw was stood right next to that for the entire thing. We got a great view of what was going off there, and that Twitch drone, not only has it removed the Electroclaw, but it's also removed the Kona station. Line of sight now available. I mean, okay, you can try and impact the rest, but realistically, once there's a line of sight, that's enough. That's all you need to be able to effectively start trying to push through. Mowgli doesn't need too much of an opportunity before he starts finding himself a couple. One onto Draw, a down onto Joe. Let's be honest, Joe isn't going to be picked up inside of this round. How many more bodies from 86 are they going to start to throw at this problem? Curly, he's going to go out there with a C4. It doesn't net him a kill, but it does net him a good bit of damage. Still, with his teammates falling down around him, realistically, what is he capable of doing here? Akari, he gets himself into a scrappy engagement, but he too will be closed out. Eisen picks up one in between, and the down Joe from earlier is finished off as we wrap up a flawless round from Totem. Demo, this one's looking scary if you're a Viperio fan. 3 rounds on the defense. Already a fantastic split, and we're not even over yet.
Yeah, still 2 more rounds to go, 86. Just, again, that same principle from Totem. They open up certain angles, they push players out of position, and who's waiting? With open arms, Mowgli just stands there, gets the communication. I mean, the drone work from Totem has been fantastic tonight, and
some of the best we've seen all tournament.
86 have not been allowed to get up to the dual tricks, which is, I think, the biggest thing right now. Is 86 they can't maneuver around. We have seen, I think, Joe has been shut down every time he's tried to make a move. It just hasn't worked for him,
and it's becoming less of a. It's becoming less of a Viperio shortcoming and more of a Reply Totem overachieving at the moment, in that they are doing so well at assisting Mowgli. That information gathering, the droning, the communication, everything is working on that team right now. And it wouldn't matter who you were putting up against them at this point. Any team would be coming up against a significant obstacle. And especially given how direct the pressure points are that Reply Totem are pushing at the minute. They are pushing all the right buttons here to frustrate and to make life difficult for Viperio. And it's working. 3 rounds to 1 on the attack, no less. And as you mentioned, we're not even done yet. There's still 2 rounds to play. Back to Aviator to see if anything can be salvaged here. It was a round that was won previously by Viperio. It's the only place they've seen success here on Villa so far. And even then, Demo, the plant was going down in 1 second and it was pretty scrappy stuff.
So yeah, like you said, oh, not again. Joe, not in a good space right now. 0-5 for him, and Mowgli gets another kill to add to his tally. I mean, we've talked about it before. Joe goes down, and that's just another opportunity where Totem, they'll say, oh, we'll take that. That's good for us.
Mowgli 8-1. It's terrifying. We're in 5 rounds. Not even seen the 5th round through all the way yet. Lion Scan coming out to assist some of this aggressive play style. The confidence certainly brimming on the side of Totem. Monkey does something to shut Diju down. Removes the Finker with it, a couple of nades. Draw looking for an aggressive challenge. He actually pushes himself all the way on up. He's being challenged from both the stairs and the doorway. And he's currently being droned. Can hit the drop, but he's going to be having to deal with somebody as he does. Eisen is there with the cover draw. You can almost see the frustration coming out here in the Viperio playstyle at the moment. They're desperate to try and make something happen. It's not a play he needs to make. He doesn't need to push into study, but he's thirsting after a couple of kills. He's trying to shift the balance into their favor. And at the moment, everything that Viperio do is being met by firm resistance from Totem.
Yeah, thought draw was actually in a good position to catch Mowgli by surprise. I thought he had it, but nope, Mowgli just steps back at the right time. There goes the nade gameplay from below. No surprise, being comboed with the Lion Scan. It's going to help them out quite a bit. And just, under fire. Hakari gets down, can still be picked up, however, but it's going to be risky for Monkey. Will toss out a smoke grenade just to keep them a bit at the moment. And Curly looking for the swing, will make himself known. Pickup still isn't there. Mowgli is just on a tear, and he walks straight into the bomb site. He could be on to find all of them, and my oh my, Mowgli tears 86 apart.
How do you deal with Mowgli when he's popping off like this? He was 8-1 going into that round. I think he picked up another 3.
I think 4.
4? Could be on for a kill. We were talking about the kill record earlier, actually, weren't we? We were trying to figure out where exactly it was. I don't think it's any significant surprise to see that we are going to hit a very short timeout as I sit myself back down here. I was on my feet. It was too exciting. I couldn't keep myself contained. But Viperio, that is going to be a very somber conversation, I imagine, Demo. This being their last chance. This is map number 2. And Totem, they won map 1. Of course, it gives an opportunity for Totem to have a bit of a chat as well. But, I mean, realistically, I think Mowgli's just going to say, more of the same, please. Keep droning me in.
Yeah. It just seems to be that open engagement again. Sure, if things are not going well for you, want to try and play that aggressive playstyle, go for it. The issue is you're not getting the refrags. That's the main thing. Sure, you're sending Joe out to do his thing. Why not give him draw to go along with him? Both of those players we know can show up massively on their own. Why not stick both of them together and try and support one another? It just looks as if it's 5 individual players rather than a team.
Yeah. And I think that that's become more apparent as the rounds have trickled on. You know, we spoke about the way that Draw played in that last round. We've spoken about Joe throughout the whole series, given that his positioning and the way that he's been playing as that lone wolf player, it just hasn't been working. And there's got to become a point where it gets dragged back. Think about Bank and think about what happened immediately after the timeout on Bank. Viperio come out, night and day difference, and they win the round. There was a role swap. The whole team was playing different positions. And I mean, then they just regress back and go back to their old tricks. It's almost as if the timeout's good for one round, but after that, it doesn't have a lasting impact. At least that was the story on Bank. Maybe here on Villa, we're about to see that change. It's round number 6, a 2-4 split. It wouldn't be ideal. Like, let's not make any bones about the situation, but it is by no means a lost cause.
Yeah, I think 4-2 is needed for 86, a 5-1, and you have to play almost perfect. You need to play almost perfect on those attacks, and it's not always going to be reliable for them. I mean, you mentioned that the timeout, only worked for 1 round, really. I mean, they only have 1 round left in the defense, so this might be what is needed exactly for them. It will be a kitchen defense for 86. I mentioned about Pulse being brought into the fray of things. He makes another appearance. Good bomb site. Very, very good bomb site for Pulse. You can find out where the where the attackers really stemming things from. Are they going to be pushing in towards Laundry? Are they looking perhaps for a pantry take? Who really knows? Oh no, look at Totem. Two of them crouch walking in from below. I think Mowgli might go and try and join them in a minute. But Curly, this is what I'm talking about. The Pulse information, it is crucial.
What are they doing? They're the droners as well. Link and Diju, they're usually hot on the drones. This round could be about to fall apart around their ears. Curly goes for the C4 toss. It is not going to be successful.
What?
He gets taken out before he can even click detonate. Mowgli shuts Monkey down, and the plant is in progress. Joe, he's trying to salvage. He picks himself up too, but the plant is confirmed. The location is known, and Draw finds the down onto Link. Joe immediately gets himself onto that disable as Draw picks himself up too. Eisen, he was outside. I don't think he'd even spawned in at this point, Demo. What is going on? It's just a speed run. Oh, Totem, you didn't need to do that.
So,
Don't even try.
round.
Don't even try.
Weird round. Try what?
I mean, how do you break that down?
Very, very simply. They had a pulse. They seen that they were crouch walking. I mean, the pulse knew exactly where they were coming from. Yeah, he still didn't kill it. I don't know what
he balled it.
I thought they had lost that round as soon as those 2 kills came in. I was like, oh my word!
It was a mess.
How have they? That is.
It was a mess.
But the player who has done nothing on Villa, Joe, steps up to the plate.
His second kill was a beauty as well.
Yeah.
The first kill was a bit of a gimme, but the second kill was a beauty. And I think that was probably the tipping point there. And yes, Joe has only got 2 kills so far. It really hasn't been a great Villa at the moment here for Viperio. But this is where it could all turn around, Demo. Maybe we're about to see an attacker-sided Villa.
I've seen it before.
It's not uncommon.
I mean, I have made comparisons that Villa's the new Coastline and Coastline's the new Villa, where I think attackers have actually been a little bit more favoured. We've seen teams bring a severe lack of hard breach a lot of the time because it's not needed, because it is attacker favoured. And whenever it's attacker favoured, you don't need the necessities, to kind of sway things into your advantage.
That's why it's attacker favoured, because you're not limited to the hard breach.
Exactly. And if you're going to see a hard breach, it will be Hibana at most. That's going to be it. Just the single Hibana, and it's very rarely we would see the Hibana pellets be used in some of the bomb sites anyway. So, yeah, it can definitely be attacker side. And I mentioned the nade game is crucial. Again, it plays into the attacker side in this.
I like the addition of the Nomad here. It's not something that we've seen 86 play so far yet tonight. Obviously, this is only the second time that we're seeing them attack on a different map, but realistically, it isn't always an operator that they crutch toward too hard or too much. So to see the Nomad be brought, especially with the confidence levels that Totem are currently operating under, it's going to be a nice thing to see. Joe, checking every single nook and cranny. He even gives the bathtub a little bit of a cursory glance there as he swings his way by in the Gemini clone, and you've really got to. That's the play style that you're expecting to go up against here. Still, in and amongst all the information, in and amongst all the droning and all of that good stuff, Mowgli finds himself the opener. Shuts Draw down on the Ash. The entry, again, unsuccessful here for Viperio.
Oh, that is disgusting from Neox. Filthy. Uses the opening with the impact grenade, somehow finds an angle, downs Joe, and then uses the impact to finish him off. Wow. 86. Again. Draw on Joe, dead once again.
And they're 2 of the players that you're looking toward for kills. Let's not make any bones about it. That's an Iana and an Ash. They're frag operators, make no mistake. Sure, there's info, sure, there's utility, but even Akari, he's going to suffer as well as the Excaros pellets are going to open, and immediately stood on the other side. Curly trying to make something happen. I mean, everybody's known at this point. Link just going to try and hold on to the angle. He can put some shots down to try and deter anybody from swinging through. Monkey holding the cross along with Curly. They've essentially got each other's sides at the moment. It's 55 seconds left, and they've got a long, old way to go. Mowgli, he's going to be downed as he goes for an aggressive challenge. Curly looking to creep his way around 90. Not sure if there's going to be opportunity to open up the vault wall. There could be a mute jammer in play, which would scup at any progress in there, and it will be placed just on the left-hand side. So still potentially opportunity to open it from the right, but realistically with the time remaining, is that going to be a factor?
I mean, how do you beat Eisen in this scenario? You don't. You have nothing to remove the shield. You can see him, but you can't touch him. They're going to throw every flak grenade that they have, and somehow they've been able to get the kill, but even in this scenario, it's just going to be a collapse. Everyone from Totem knows where to look, and now Monkey left instead of a 1 versus 3. I've seen him in situations like this before, but this is a much difficult task for him. He has to be the aggressor rather than the protector. It's only a matter of time for Monkey. Even the Renegades gets picked up, gets a nice kill, but yeah, it's just not going to be enough for him. Totem have the time in their hands. 5-2, they lead.
Things start to get real exciting if you are a Totem fan right about now. 2 rounds away from progressing through this lower bracket once again. An opportunity to send Viperio home and an opportunity to further progress your journey through the Challenger League. This is where things start to get a little bit real for both sides. Let's not forget, Viperio, there is a chance that they're able to clutch this one back. They need 3 rounds to level it up. It wouldn't be the craziest thing that we have ever seen in Siege, but it'd be up there. Totem, on the other hand, they've got to go through the motions at this point in demo. They just need to rinse and repeat, because everything that they've been doing tonight, bar that one little rush round, which was a blip by anyone's standards, everything that they have been doing tonight has been working. Their fundamentals have been top-notch. Their basics have been spot on, and they are not making any silly mistakes.
I mean, you have one guy right now doing it for Totem. You know, Mowgli, look at him.
He's activated, though.
13 kills.
He is activated by his team. Link and Diju spend the first 30 seconds of every single attacking phase in drones. He's not just got 1, he's got 2. 2 people droning him in. And you know what? Even I'd drone Mowgli in. But the way that he plays, that's it. I hate droning. I'd sit on drones. I hate droning, and I would sit on drone for 40 seconds for that kind of performance.
Don't lie to yourself.
I got good calls.
No. Like, the thing is, whenever you're up against one guy who's just doing everything, I mean, Mowgli right now, across the 2 maps, sitting on 29 kills. That is incredible for what, 12, 7, 19 rounds, 29 kills? I mean, that's stupid numbers he's putting up right now, and there's still a few more rounds to go off this map, potentially, so it's still there for him. But right now, 86. The aggression that we know 86 for, the moments where Joe will walk in and do moments of magic. Whenever a draw walks in, does the exact same. It's not working today for them. They need to find plan B. And I don't know what plan B is.
Joe is being droned right now. Curly and potentially even Drawer assisting him at the moment. At least they were the couple of players that were in drone at the time of his entering. Still doesn't look certain, and they certainly haven't found the first target, which is more than likely going to be Link, given that he's playing inside of living room. A couple of air jabs are going to go out as significant renovation needs to happen to the roof. Link just given the option to drop and can maybe make his way up those east stairs. I was joined there as well by Diju, so I guess there's possibility that there's still a couple of roamers out here, and it's sort of visible. Viperio aren't moving very confidently down there. You think about how confidently Totem were taking that control. It was a lot quicker than this.
Oh, a draw goes down once again. This time being swung, I believe, from bathroom. Neox with that shield will find that kill. Down goes the Ash, and oh no, Monkey jumps into a frost mat, and Mowgli picks up the remains.
I mean, that's Diffuser as well. If there was ever a time for a round to look pretty dire, it was the Diffuser locked into the other side, the hop-in being watched, the stairs being watched. Curly shuts Mowgli down, but is it going to be enough? Curly and Akari, they managed to recover the Diffuser, but there's a lot of lines of sight available to them. Link's still all the way down in the basement, as the smoke as well. Almost not even required in the round so far, but still likely going to have a part to play, especially given that he's running the FM9. He's got the opportunity to make that rotation up. Akari does manage to transition and gets himself into Astro, but he's the last remaining hope, and even his location is going to be known. Holding on to the rotate, hits himself with the stim, isn't even able to find the first Totem match and series point right now, Demo.
Yep. Totem, I mean, what can you say? They set up the frost mats, everything working in conjunction for them. I mean, the drone work, how are frost mats not being droned out? in such common areas such as that? It baffles me. 86, they need to now play a perfect game. They need perfect 4 rounds in a row. And with the way Totem is playing, that does not look likely.
A spot in the lower bracket semi-finals is on the line here. A 6-2 scoreline. Viperio, they've honestly looked a little bit beaten since a couple of rounds ago, Demo. Probably fair to say. We've not seen anyone popping off. No one's been really the driving force of the team. You've only got to take a glance at the kills to know that there's no talisman player, there's no one to look toward, there's no one trying to steady the ship and to set their course. Coming up against a team of one man that isn't just one man. I think it's easy to sit there and say that Mowgli's got a lot of the kills, but he's got the information, the way that we're seeing Totem move, the way that a lot of the utility play, particularly, it's more on the attack. I think they were certainly doing more on the attack than they are now on the defense in terms of teamwork, and now it's almost like they're just reaping the rewards for breaking Viperio's soul in the first half of this match.
5 seconds left.
So Kitchen is where Totem go. See if they can finish it off here and now on this bomb site. Putting some protection upstairs. We see some reinforcements go down, some Maruni gates, so they will not give complete control of that top floor over to 86 right away. 86, where are you going to be entering in from? Got 2 players out towards south. Good draw, hunting downstairs in towards bathroom. Also, Curly will do a bit of damage on towards Neox. He's roaming in towards that living room. A Lion scan will go out. And 86 look as if maybe they're trying to go for a mid-floor clear.
Lion scan certainly providing a lot of information there, and Joe able to capitalize. Shuts Neox down. Surprised to see so many Totem players moving so boldly as that was going on. You don't always get that many Lion scans registering when the E1D pops off, but alas, we did see a couple of players, and it's certainly gleaned a little bit of information. Mowgli with the swing, he's just fearless. How does he know? How does he win? Joe, like, he gets caught lacking. And Joe isn't a slow player. Unbelievable swing.
I have no idea how he's pulled that off. That is... He should never win that. Yet he has. So 86 have been stunned. They've lost Joe again. He now has to sit back and watch the cams for the meantime. Link below. That's the only worry if you're 86 right now, is they have a player unchecked, and Link could easily rotate up towards red stairs. And I mean, even look at this, if he's going to try and play off this hatch as well. If anyone walks into his sightline, he will find that elimination. But you can see that right now for Totem, they know with getting that kill, they just have to kind of stall out the game right now. They can just sit still and just let 86 sweat it out.
Well, that's it. The pressure's on 86 now. It's match point, it's series point. This is to see if 86 go home. They've got a lot to do inside of 1 minute and 10. We're going to see a bit of drone work come out now from Curly, but Mowgli is still on the prowl. A dangerous player that hasn't been shut down and will be caught out on the drone there. It's going to give a little bit of info away, but what are 86 able to do with it? Curly looks as though he's going to try and catch him out, as we do see the Lion ping come through, but the player will drop. Mowgli now a little bit unknown here as the engagement will ensue. Draw gets himself into position, finds a kill over onto Diju and a second onto Mowgli. Fair play to him. Mowgli trying to punch him to death there, but that's not going to happen. Finkerstim coming in at a good time as well, as Eisen, he's left with so many options, he doesn't know which one to turn to, but this is looking like it could be a draw round, and a draw round it will be. When you need somebody to step up, when you need a big performance from an Ashe player, that isn't a bad round for it to happen in Demo.
That's one round.
One round of many needed.
They need 3 more right now. So the only thing that I would worry about if you're Totem is, we have seen Totem against the UK side at 6-3 before. And what happened in that game?
We have.
And what happened?
We've seen Totem lose. Totem haven't had an easy journey to get here. That's something like this. We're in a pause at the moment. I don't think it's a tactical timeout. Excuse me. I think it's a technical pause. But we've seen Totem have a pretty tough old journey to get here. They've played Makers. They've played M&M. Now, fair enough, they beat Makers. Like, hats off. But they lost against M&M, and we've seen them in this scoreline 6-3 before. Things start to get a little bit deja vu-y. I think, if you're Totem. But realistically, they only
Yeah.
need to get lucky once, and they've been playing fantastically well all day. Now, that last round, if we really wanted to attest it to anything or break it down, we could say the Lion scans were big, which is a weird thing to say, but with how much confidence Totem have and how much of a round advantage, I don't think it's too much of a surprise that we see Totem actually moving during that scan and giving the game away a little bit. Mowgli got really aggressive. Quite bloodthirsty, just running at draw
Yeah,
like
a bit
that.
of a reach from what he tried to go for, yeah.
I mean, it was literally a reach. He tried to punch him with the bionic arm, and then all of a sudden, Draw is just able to pick himself up a few kills. I tell you what, if Eisen, you give Eisen the opportunity again of like, what was it, 3 players flooding through, trying to get themselves in with the rotation and the doorway to try and peek from, you give him that opportunity again, all he needs is a couple of headshots. And that's a done deal.
Yeah.
A done deal. That was Viperio's strategy in the end, was pushing through a single doorway. So, repeatable? Probably not. Are Totem going to make the same mistakes again? I would wager not.
I mean, here's the thing now is they're probably going to move away from Kitchen. So
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about that bomb site that you've just lost that. And now for 86, obviously, they need to go to a bomb site and attack it that they haven't won yet. So it's going to be very, very tough. Very, very tough for 86. I mean, does that single round give them hope? Is that enough hope?
I think it's the start of hope. I mean, it's the hope that really disheartens you at the end of the day as well. You know, if you get given a little bit of, it'd be called false hope if it goes the wrong way and Viperio end up getting sent home. But this is obviously an opportunity for them to try and recompose themselves a little bit. Obviously, I'm not sure what the technical issue is. We're still waiting on confirmation for that. But they're never nice to try and deal with. In the heat of a match that means so much as well, you've got that weighing in on your shoulders. Did just hear there that the game did make that magical start sound that we're all so familiar with. Fortunately, it looks as though we've been able to pause the lobby as well, so I don't think we've actually lost any of the data, but we will see as, I think if Mowgli's sitting on, what was it, 15 kills he was on? Was he on a few more than that? 14, something along there? We'll find out very shortly indeed, I'm sure. But everybody back in, thank you so much for bearing with us. You're almost leaving you on a bit of a cliffhanger there. We have
14.
rejoined, and he was on 14. We weren't too far off there. It wasn't a bad guesstimate. Match point, series point still for Totem.
So, Aviator, Games Room is where we head. Last time for 86, they struggled with, I would say, a very simple top red stairs hold. There was a few ADSs, a few players lingering, but nothing really, I would say, to kind of be worried about. And the reason why is 86 banned Goyo. That, you know, Goyo is specifically used in that scenario to try and hold on top of those red stairs. If you eliminate those shields, then it's Totem have to make a big decision. Do we bring another shield operator, or would we rather go for something else? I mean, they still bring that single shield that we see them place onto the actual maps table inside a map, so... And they're doing that again, which we've seen it kind of worked for them, but not really. But it is still, it's a massive pain. You know, you see that, and let's say you're Habana, and you walk up to that shield, and you're like, well, what do I do to this? Because I have nothing in my kit to disable it. So it can be an issue, but that is relying on Totem getting these opening kills.
Well, that's it. If you've got the nades to deal with that later on, you can start
it's
to
not an issue, yeah.
make some different decisions. But Totem have been pretty good in the opening kill department, and you can't really pick who you get, but they've been usually fairly good at taking out someone that has a bit of an impact in the round, and by that I mean someone with nades or someone like Joe, who once activated can be quite difficult to try and shut down. Joe, he is going to be being droned in now as he's got a bit of information. He's actually got a glimpse there. The Surrogate will slow him down somewhat. Does have the opportunity to burn that with the Clone and Gemini, and actually showcases quite a nice way of doing that very quickly, Demo.
Yeah, very, very simple from Joe. Easy enough to get that done. Then Akari's actually in quite a good position, but he needs to really rely on Joe making his approach first of all. He needs to put pressure on Link and almost distract Link in a way. Joe doesn't need to go thirsty for the kill, but just enough of a distraction that enables Akari just to walk up. Joe in a bit of a rough position. Look at Link. He knows exactly where it is, but he gets shot down by Joe. He still wins that, and Joe finds a second. That's the Joe we know, and he comes at the right moment for 86.
Big performance exactly when his team needed it there. He gets juiced up as well by Akari. As we see Akari make use of the spear. Takes Neox down. It's night and day difference. Where has this Viperio been, Demo? They've come out and they've really started to make a game of things here. They're in a 5 versus 2. They've got plenty of time remaining. They've still got a little bit of utility kicking around as well. 3 grenades left. Joe still with 2 to his name. Kari trying to pressure on from underneath. Joe eventually will be shut down. Allows DG to make that rotation, but I mean, realistically, he's 1 versus 4 here. What is he going to be able to do as the plant does start to go down? We see utility being thrown on through in an attempt to try and distract DG, and, well, there was really nowhere for him to go. He was getting circled. It's going to be Monkey to finish things off. Not really adequate rotations there in the wall or lines of sight for him to affect onto anything happening behind the bar. And there we see Viperio come away with a successful round once again. Can they start to chain these together, Demo?
I mean, Totem going to go for the timeout, which I think if you're Totem at this stage, you don't want a repeat of the M&M calamity. You do not want that at all. No. And I think a wise decision from Totem, but equally, like we've mentioned before, now gives 86 a chance to talk about what they've been doing. And I mean, right now they're doing stuff well. And I think it just showcases how close it is between both these teams. Whoever wins those engagements at the beginning of the rounds usually go on to win that round. There hasn't been too many clutches on Villa at the moment. It's mostly just been the bank that we've been seeing.
Yep.
But yeah, it just kind of showcases just how much of a nice edge we're currently dancing on. You know, it's either does Mowgli get the opening pick and put it to bed, or does Joe get the opening pick and put it to bed. There's no other way around it. It is one or the other.
It feels like we're going through like a very important game. And this is an important game, like, don't get me wrong. But the breaks after every round, it's just adding to the drama. It's really...
We're watching a movie and there's an advert every 5 minutes. That's what's happening.
It's adding to the occasion. It's like we're going back and looking at something in the archives and really doing a good old VOD review.
What's Iceland selling these days?
We're breaking this game down to its last atom, it feels, at the moment. But that's what we've got to do, because these two teams are giving us a hell of a fight. And if Viperio start to make this comeback a reality, it really could get quite interesting. I think that the momentum shift you would see after being 6-3 would be quite... It was 6-2 at one point, quite substantial. Yeah. So realistically, it is on Totem to focus in. We commented that are they sometimes a team that feel as though they've got it over the line before it's over the line? And that's the comment that we made when they played M&M and they suffered the same fate. It really does start to feel like have they just let the foot off the gas a little bit. There's still time. There's still 2 rounds to try and take this to an OT. Make no mistake. And if you're Viperio, you better hope that you don't make a single mistake, because one mistake really could dictate the way that this match goes. Still, a match and a series point for Totem.
Here we go. Aviator in games again. Bit of a switch up though. We're seeing the Pulse be brought into the fray of things. Key thing to remember is, you know, where's the Pulse going to be playing? That's what we need to know, because that will then kind of paint the picture off the idea behind Totem and this switch up. So Pulse looks as if he's getting himself in a position where he will be I'm not too sure at the moment. I don't think even Neox knows exactly where he wants to go. I'm seeing a Roman smoke towards bedroom. That's always it's always fun to see. And Mowgli needs to be careful on this smoke roll, because it is, yes, we know how good Mowgli is. Yes, we know how good he is in the roam game. But this is a very important operator you stuck him on Totem, and he needs to make sure he plays safe. He needs to be very, very safe, because if you lose that smoke in the early engagements and already he's starting to get tapped through the wall and starting to get chased by these clones, could be in for a world of hurt.
Look at the aggression that Mowgli is dealing with here. He's not only been droned, he's not only been scanned, his location is known, but he's still making challenges, finds one onto Monkey. It's still a good kill. Joe, fortunately, there with the refrag. Now, we didn't see a lot of hard breach used last round. It wasn't really required, but still you're going to rely on those flashes to a degree.
Yeah.
You've only got so many opportunities to burn gates and stuff. This is now a big engagement.
And the thing is, this is exactly the same scenario last time. Yeah, it was Link kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, but he had no idea Kari was here the last time, because remember, Joe killed him before Kari had anything to say in the round, so it's actually worked out really well for E6, because they can go for that same old trick. Oh, Neox!
Freebie.
Curly just prone and just gives himself up. The Lion's gone, and now that swings momentum back into Totem's favor now, a 3 versus 3 in 86. They're only going to be pushing from one side now. A full-on north side take is what they're stuck with.
Just under half the round to try and execute this one as well. Still plenty of utility available. A couple of grenades in the hands of Akari, and Draw shuts Eisen down.
Risky business, Eisen.
Draw's really stepped himself up since getting on the attack. He had that quad kill round, and ever since then he has just been flying. Joe will be traded. Now drones can be used vertically here, and they will be. Akari makes it land, shuts Diju down. There is a C4 and a hope for Neox to close this one out now for his team, but we see a rotation.
That is a massive nade kill, Ollie, because now it puts him in a 1 versus 2, and look at the HP from Neox. All it has to be is an easy trade-off, and the UMP is not the strongest SMG that you would want to have in these clutch scenarios. So right now for 86, all they have to do is take their time, play patient. I love the fact that they're not going for maps, because Neox, he can't see for that. He pushes in towards 90, and it's an easy lock-off for a carry 86. Oh my, right, stay calm. Everyone, calm yourself. It might happen again.
Say the words. Say the words, Demo.
No.
One more round.
Stay calm.
One more round is all that is required here for Viperio to level things up. 6 rounds apiece, guarantee an overtime, and then we start fresh. We then reset expectation. For the last 3 rounds, it has been on Totem to close not only this map out, but this series out as a whole. They could have been said and done. They could have booked their table inside of that lower bracket semi-final. But they haven't. Have they fumbled the biggest bag ever?
He said that about Eminem.
There's still time. There is still time. Make no mistake. There is still time for Totem to close this one out. There's still time for it to be a 7-5 and for them to go, whew, that was close. Luckily, we didn't do the same as we did last time. Let's all enjoy our evening and start getting ready for a game against Hellraisers.
Switch up bomb sites into the trophy statuary. This was a bit of a landslide for Totem. I mean, 86 got caught out by very simple things, such as frost mats. The only thing that I worry with Totem and how they're going with the setup, 86 have seen this before. 86 know what to expect. Nothing has changed. The exact same setup, pretty much. You would expect 86, because they've seen this before, they now know how to deal with it.
And since 86 haven't had an option to lose a round, they've made really good adaptations. It's also something worth noting is that if you remove the score from it, these are all sites that 86 have worked on before. They're all sites they've attacked into previously, and now they're making far fewer mistakes attacking into these setups. What an opener.
Brilliant.
Some would say an explosive opening kill from
This
Joe.
is what I'm saying with the nade gameplay in Villa. It is a make or break for teams.
How destructible is Villa, Demo?
Oh, 80% at least. At least 80%.
The number goes up every time, but the sentiment remains the same.
80% wood, 20% concrete. Oh my word. I feel like I'm selling a pillow. I don't know, 80% cotton, 20% wool, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, the nade gameplay, it's monumental, and it just showcases how strong it is. Mowgli's getting chased away now, and Joe's there. Oh my word, Ollie. 86 has started off with another spectacular round, and Totem, not like this.
Where has this 86 been for the majority of Villa? They have not made it easy up until this point. Joe, you just feel like he's going to try and take this challenge, and yes, he will. Puts the shots in, picks up 3, eventually is going to be shut down, but all of a sudden we see Totem scrambling. We got Neox trying to get himself back to site. There's a Lion scan going off in progress as well. Draw got a glimpse and is going to put some pre-fire shots down, but knows he doesn't need to take the challenge. Can just start to try and bring things back here as Monkey gets the plant.
He's going to move in, though. Aizen will find the sliver of a head onto Akari, but like you said, Diffuser going down, that's all that matters. Neox has found Curly. Now it's a 2 versus 2, a good flashbang to stabilize control of the bomb site, but it's all down to Draw. He's in a great position. He is a 1 versus 2, essentially, to fight back. He will win against Aizen. He knows exactly where Neox is going to be situated. Another flashbang goes in, and that is enough for Draw to swing in under the cover of the flash, and 6-6. 86 have had 4 blinder rounds, and somehow they pulled it back. Totem, how have you done this again? What is it with the UK teams? What is it?
Where have Totem gone? Where have they gone, Demo?
Disneyland.
You can almost hear the clown music. Tough stuff for Totem. It's got to, and this is the comment we've made. It feels like it's a guarantee. You've got that many rounds in hand, 4 rounds in hand.
And whenever Totem played Eminem went on to win 8-6.
Yeah.
They took the next 2 overtime rounds. I mean,
yep, that was it.
It's as if Totem were just kicked to the curb and that was it. They're not getting up from that. Could this happen again? You know, 86. It's clean slate. It's reset everything. And they get the attack momentum still. They're still on the attack. And realistically now, if you're Totem, what's safe? The areas that you thought, oh yeah, we defended that, it was so easy.
Nowhere safe.
They have attacked every bomb site now, 86, and they've won it.
Viperio are walking with a different swag now. The last couple of rounds have just been on another level entirely. If this opening kill continues, I believe it. 8-6. It's all we're going to see out of Villa. We're going to be locking ourselves into a club before we know it. Totem, they have to dig deep here. Sure, it hurts to get sent into an overtime, but reset that mental.
Yeah.
Approach this like it's round 1 and kick off as strong as you did then. Even as strong as you did in round 7. You played great on your first couple of defensive rounds.
Yeah.
Just find that mojo, find that momentum to try and work with, because Viperio are a runaway train at the minute.
86 have attacked from the same side time after time, Ollie, but this time around, they've switched up their approach. We've seen them always come in from the bedroom side of things in towards Trophy Statuary and try and excel onto that red stairs. Totem, you can see the roamers. They've got more roamers towards that side of the map. They're ready for that approach. And 86 have pulled a fast one. They're now approaching the other side of the map.
Remaining unpredictable here and trying to keep things moving their way inside of the overtime, not giving Totem an opportunity to try and counter the moves that they've been making. You can see Joe getting himself droned in at the moment as there's a bit of a stack up outside of Art. Link seems to have got on the heads up. He's moving utility.
Yeah. And I mean, there isn't a lot. What's that, 1 ADS?
It's something, it's a token gesture, but it's not as much as you'd like.
No, he's not in a good position. I mean, right now for 86, all they have to do, realistically, is control the flanks. And you would expect them to do that. They have a Nomad for that reason. Draws looking to use those vertical angles that actually opened up by Totem, but equally Totem trying to use those vertical holes they've opened up. So it could be a game of chance to see who peeks who in what scenario. 86 just kind of lingering downstairs at the moment, Ollie. Not really wanting to make a move towards that main stairs as of yet. Just waiting for the drone work to be done. They have the nades in position. That barbed wire is going to get eliminated. And oh no, Joe, are you not aware that Link's coming for you? Never mind. Eisen eliminated Joe using those vertical holes. And that's a bit of a classic position now that we see teams always play. And Joe has fell victim to it.
Monkey is able to grab one back. Great kill in onto the vault. It's going to remove Mowgli. Mowgli been playing the smoke the last couple of the rounds and with the smoke this time as well, so it's going to take a bit of the pressure off in the last few seconds.
Oh, this could be great.
That's exactly where this round is headed. Great nade comes through, but it's just a little bit too short. You can see the frustration there on Akari. He knows that he had the info for that kill, but just wasn't able to place the utility in the right spot.
Yeah, couldn't get the line up. Draw will try and utilize the Ash charges from below, and Curly's even rotated towards that 90 window, but he himself is not in a good position right now. He knows that somebody is going to be lingering as that drone gets shot, but Eisen close with the shotgun. I mean, you don't want to be swinging that anytime soon. Where does he want to go? What do Totem want to do? 40 seconds is all they have to hold out on. And I mean, 86, they don't have a lot to play with. They still don't even have the stairs control right now. Link will win that engagement. Draws there with the refrag. A 3 versus 3. Shoots the C4 in midair. Also, Eisen could think he could pull off a quick one there, but nope, not going to work for him. And a lot is kind of riding on Draw right now. He is in the best position out of all of his teammates to really make something happen.
In that mess, I'm surprised we didn't see anyone hop in from that 90 window. That would have been a really nice angle to start pushing from here, but alas, it is going to be a fairly one-dimensional approach. Draw going to be trying to make an approach in onto that games room door as the C4 lands. Draw finds himself 1, that's 2. Can he make it 3? Player inside of the vault and 1 behind the vault door as Monkey tries to get the plant down. All Draw's got to do is to try and hold on here. Has he got the information? Is the plant going to go down? Draw picks 1, but he gets taken out. It's now 1 versus 1. Monkey, he's got the plant already. Can he take out Diju? Diju, don't forget, he's running the Ronin. He hasn't got very many bullets left in the gun.
Info.
He's only got 10 before he looks to try and hit the reload. Does take Draw down. Monkey, he's well equipped for this engagement. He can pre-fire a little bit more. He can take him out. He can find the kill. He tests the C key. That's going to be map point here for Viperio.
The fact that Draw was alive to give out the information in the dying state was incredible because we seen the swing come in from the rotate. And at that moment, he knew just to duck because that information, like when will you ever see that come in to such a degree? Never, but yeah, just that moment. But draw. What draw did was...
It's been a draw game. Since he got himself on the attack, since he got onto the Ash, it has been draw through and through.
I can't believe this. I cannot believe this.
This is only map 2. Like, people watching at home, don't forget, this isn't to lock it off at this point. The match point that we see ahead of us is only for map number 2, and Totem won map number 1.
It's...
We're all but guaranteed all 3 here.
Whew. Just madness. Just utter chaos. It just feels as if someone's opened Pandora's box and just everything's flying out. So, 86 on the defense. This seems like a long time ago now.
Don't forget, this was a mess. This was a 2-4 split.
Yeah, yeah.
Defenders have won 4 rounds over the course of Villa as a whole?
Yeah. It has not been a friendly side right now for the defense. And I mean, Totem, they're going to be back in the attack. But the main thing that we highlighted was they didn't respect Mowgli. They didn't shut him down. They let him get away with maneuvers that, 86 dealt with. Whenever Helios tried those maneuvers, it didn't work. It didn't work for Helios. So why is it not working against Mowgli?
Mowgli has plateaued somewhat significantly.
We were talking about him being, 14 kills, and that was like 20 rounds ago?
Like 30, 40 minutes ago. It feels like a long time ago. He's on 15. He's managed to grab 1 kill in God knows how many rounds, but by no means is he firing on all cylinders
Draws
the way
in
that he was.
14 now.
Draws caught him up.
You know what I mean? Like, he's
fully caught him up. Oh,
it's like the stock market up in here.
Could be a nasty first nade here. It's a freebie for Neox, takes Joe down, some great information. It's something we've said about Totem, and I'm going to continue to say it as long as it's good. Their info has been second to none. Curly with the swing, will reply, and once again shuts down maybe not the talisman player anymore for Totem. He takes Mowgli down, but he has been quiet.
I mean, still in the attacks, you would like to have Mowgli. We've seen what he can do on that Iana and get himself into positions that can single-handedly open up the bomb site for his team, so eliminating a player like that is going to be massive. So, 4 versus 4. You've got some nades off the table for Totem. You've got a lot of utility gone. The Wamai disc are not going to be able to be made now by the Wamai since he's gone. And right now for Totem, I'm just curious what they're going to try and go for. It looks to be nades from below. So, yeah, both teams kind of mirroring each other's strategy. Get in, use the nades, utilize that destruction.
Neox looks tempted here for another one. He maybe just waiting for the information to line it up. You can see him holding it. He went for the middle, and Curly was actually just toward that east edge. It's going to be the second nade used there for Neox, and with Mowgli going down, it removes another 2, but there's still 1 in the hands of Diju. He, however, is going to be at the top of east stairs, and maybe more likely to try and send the nade on through to deal with the player inside of the site. Vault wall will be opened. Monkey could see himself cut off inside of the vault, but he has got the shotgun to play close range with.
Yeah, it's a solid position for the smoke, but if he gets droned out, he's done. He's a goner if he gets droned out. But right now, Totem, I mean, they're not really working with a hefty amount of info right now. I mean, there's still quite a few drones up for them, but it doesn't look as if they're using them to actually scout out the actual bomb site. It seems to be more flank drones than anything. Curly will find Neox using the vertical holes. I mean, it's something that Totem did to 86, and they fell for it. They fell into the trap.
It's Curly's second kill on the round as well, as the smoke continues to block off this breach, but the nade will be cooked and sent on through. Draw, Akari both find 1 each before being traded on out, but Monkey gets the job done. We are going to all 3 maps. Viperio have pulled off the unthinkable, the impossible. They have picked up round after round, back to back to back. They have kept Totem on a map and series point now for 6 rounds in a row.
Like a game of 2 halves. An incredible